And Gary, you were talking about just to recap, the recent cold weather has caused a shortage in blood because blood drives have been canceled.
Right. There's been a lot of blood drives lost all over the country this year. And even when blood drives aren't canceled, sometimes people just don't come out because they don't want to come out in a snowstorm or an ice storm. And so we really need those donations, and we need to continue them year round.
And it makes it difficult. I was able to join you at the Everett Road location where we donated some blood. O positive is my type.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes. So if you're watching at home, it's simple. It's easy. You got to have some cookies after, and a little bit of juice, water, whatever you prefer. And it's a simple process. Very important. Can help save a life.
You feel really good, don't you, when you leave, that you helped somebody and you did something. You know, there's no substitute for human blood.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I was reading some of the literature. It's not something that can be produced any other way. Right. We really need donors, and there's several different ways. Just to recap again, that you can do the double red cells. Double red cell. And how long does that process take?
That takes a little bit longer than a whole blood. That's I think about an hour and a half. The whole blood donation process you did, I think, is much shorter. Probably in and out in 45 minutes, including all the all of the screening and all those sorts of things. So the double reds are a little longer, but then you can't. Then you have to wait another 112 days till you do those. So you get a little more time between your blood donations.
And one of the things we said is, you donate once, but blood doesn't. The shelf life, it doesn't last forever.
Right. The shelf life is a little about 42 days for a lot of the product. So we need to collect every single day, and because the blood's coming in, the blood's going out to local hospitals every day. So we need to keep the process going.
And it's important that you get on the schedule and make sure that if you can stop in, and knowing that there's a shelf life and there's a demand for blood right now because of the shortage. So,
and it's 7 days a week you can do it. So there's always a blood drive anywhere. You can just go on redcross.org and enter your zip code, and it'll give you all sorts of options for days, locations, times, and you can just sign up.
So anybody watching at home, visit their website, check it out, and see if you can make a donation sometime soon. We talked a little bit about a couple of events that are coming up with the American Red Cross. One of them is people can nominate heroes.
On June 4th, we're having our first, we had a heroes event many years ago, but this is the first one in a long time. June 4th, and people can go online on our website right now, redcross.org/NENY, and nominate heroes. And then we're going to have a breakfast at June, which is a fundraiser, but it's also an opportunity for us to recognize people in the community that have done amazing things, people that have saved lives, and it's just the stories are always so inspiring when you hear about people who saved someone through CPR, or people who do so many wonderful things in the community. So we really want to highlight those folks.
And that's it's great and the recognition is really important, to recognize people that have done helped their community in so many ways, and I hope that people take advantage of this and nominate some heroes in their community. Yeah.
And then come to our event on June 4th.
June 4th is the event.
Yeah, and it's a breakfast.
And they can find that on the website as well.
Yeah, there's a picture of for the event, and they can just click right on that and sign up and get lots of information.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know you have a couple of other events coming up that you wanted to mention.
Our big gala, our annual gala, is March 22nd at the Saratoga City Center. It's our biggest fundraising event of the year. There are still tickets available. You can register online, or you can call our office. It's a great night. If it's we have the speeches are short, just a night of great food and dancing and auction items and all just to raise money for a great cause.
And for people at home watching, considering to make a donation, what is that money used for? Where does it go towards?
People can, when they donate online, they can designate, do they want the money to remain with their local chapter, or do they want it to go for disaster response, or do they want to go where the need is greatest? So we really try to give people the opportunity to pick where they want their dollars to go and to understand where they go. We encourage people to donate really where the need is greatest, because that gives us some flexibility to make sure we're using the dollars in the right places. But we need dollars in all of those categories. So.
And that's kind of nice to have that flexibility to say, hey, I want this to go to my local area, or I want it to go towards a specific cause that's important to me. It's nice to have those choices. And again, that can be done online or over the phone.
Right, and we're always very careful about it. If people say they want their designation, their dollars used locally in their community, we use it that way, and the letter they get back, which is their receipt, specifies in the letter that you donated dollars for use in your local community. That's way sort of confirming that we're doing it the way people ask. So we really take that seriously.
And we've certainly seen a lot of, as we said, a lot of extreme weather events. I know I joined the emergency response vehicle when the tornadoes hit Bellevue and Schenectady and some other areas. So I saw firsthand some of the work that's being done to make sure residents are safe, make sure that also during that time you also did some inventory. Inventory goes on and you take some assessment on a street-by-street basis.
Right.
And how is that data used?
Well, that helps us figure out who really needs the help. And after a disaster, the recovery continues for a long time, and we continue to provide support, but lots of other organizations do. And this way we can make sure that help all of those other organizations to make sure that their resources are going to the right place, that the right neighborhood is getting the help, that there are people that are left out.
And it was a great experience to see that firsthand, and to see that the Red Cross is there. And as I said before, you are always one of the first on the scene when there's an emergency, and I thank you for that. Along those lines, we also had a joint event, Resiliency Forum in Montgomery County, about some of the events that happened last year, and we involved the community, and I want to thank you for partnering with that to make that happen, bring the community together and talk about some of the disaster relief, some of the efforts, and going forward, some of the things that are important to people and how we can respond to their needs. Let's talk about that forum. It was important to start the discussion, the Red Cross partner. Let's talk about what happened there and how it was important to the community.
What we're trying to do is, and we appreciate you, helping us put this event together, is to bring communities together, and let's have a conversation about all of the different potential risks that a community faces, and then let's bring all the people together that can help solve those problems and figure out, what everybody brings to the table in terms of support. Obviously, the Red Cross does sheltering, we do feeding, we do mental health. There are lots of other needs that maybe another organization provides. So what we try to do is get all the problems together, let's see what solutions are on the table, and to make a plan so that the next time a disaster happens, the people in the community know who to go to, the organizations that are providing the support know what they're going to do, and we all know each other, and so it's really, and we're going to spend a lot of time over the next year working on it and really dive in at the specifics of a county. What do we really need to do better on in a county, and we think it's going to be a great experience. And then for us, we really hope we can then use this as a template that we can roll out to some of our other counties.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the forum was very successful. I talked to individuals about their personal experience and what had happened and how flooding and severe weather events had affected them personally. And there was a lot of input, but we also talked about some of the issues that are important that we need to fill gaps on. And next time around, we can always build on the response that we had last year. And hopefully we don't have to see those weather events come back, but we always need to be prepared for them.
Right, and now there's a number of task forces that were created as a result of that, and those folks will sit down and really sort of dive into the details of problems and solutions.
Yep, and I think it's the first of many steps going forward. And as we talked about earlier, we're going to have to deal with these weather events. It seems like on a more regular basis, so the more prepared we are, the better off we'll be in responding to them. Some of the other things that we talked about earlier in the year, and we'll have you back on the show, but always a Go Kit is something that you can find on your website as well. That's something important that people can find. And how important is it to make sure that you have these things in your home?
It's when I go out to a disaster scene, I see firsthand what people how life would have been easier for people if they put their important papers in a bag and had them with them when they had to run out of their house. Because sometimes for something like a flood, you only have seconds to get out of your home, or even for a fire. And so if you had your insurance forms with you or some other important papers, and also to have in a backpack, things like flashlights, radios, a blanket, things like that. Those are all things that will make your life easier, even for a small disaster like a power outage. We all have flashlights in our houses and the batteries don't work sometimes. So having a flashlight, that has a battery, you know exactly where it is, and you can grab it at a moment's notice. Those are all good things to have, and you can go on our website and you can sort of get a list of and build your own kit, or you can actually buy a kit from the Red Cross that's all put together. It's a great opportunity for kids, to sit your kids down and help them and have them help you put the bag together.
Yep, and I would encourage everyone watching to do so. Just kind of put it together and put it aside. You never know when you're going to need it, like you said.
Right.
On a moment's notice, to have those important things, including a flashlight, something as simple as a flashlight.
Right.
You might not have time to grab it.
Right.
So
and there's water in the kit, and there, you don't think of these things until
Right.
and then it's too late by the time you thought of them. And we all have had even just simple power outages, and just having the flashlight and the radio really help. And the new radios they have are the crank radios, so they can and they're solar powered, so you don't have to worry about the battery going out. Some of them you can plug your cell phone in to charge your cell phone. They're really great.
The crank ones my kids really enjoy playing with. So we have those around. They're very useful, actually.
A good exercise.
Yes. And that can be found on your website, amongst other things as well. I want to thank you for being involved in the community, for sharing information today. Again, going back to the blood drive, the blood donation information that we shared. There is a shortage right now, so if you are watching, please visit the website, stop by, see if you can donate blood, make an appointment, ask some questions, and it's a very important cause that can help save a life.
Thank you for all your support.
Yes, I want to thank you for being here, and as always, the American Red Cross has been an important part of the community. I want to thank you for joining us on the show. Join us again here on Assembly Update, where we'll talk more about things going on in the community and important organizations like the Red Cross doing important work across the region. Thank you.
Thanks.